Hello everyone, my name is Shanice and welcome back to my channel. Today I am continuing my book to film comparison series, this time with Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, and comparing the novel to the film adaptation that came out on Amazon Prime, also called Red, White, and Royal Blue, directed by Matthew Lopez. So to begin, I will give a warning. This might be a little bit of a negative review. I don't take enjoyment in just bashing works of art. I try to pick the books that I'm going to compare to movies, in advance. So this was just on my list for the month of July. I thought it would be a good fit. That I ended up not liking either the book or the movie. I will just give my apologies here if you are a fan, but I'm gonna be honest, because I don't have great things to say about either. But just wanted to preface this, this is just my opinion. Nothing is written in stone. It is not a fact. It doesn't make my opinion correct or better than anyone else's. It's just, I'm going to be honest on my own booktube channel. So to begin, the book, the novel, it is in short about a young and very precocious student, political hopeful, who happens to be the first son of the United States. His name is Alex. His mother is the president of the United States. She is a Democrat, originally from Texas. Alex is invited to a wedding in England, hosted by the royal family. While he is there, he, bumps into Prince Henry, who is the second in line to the throne, and around Alex's age. They aren't friends. They kind of have iffy relations with each other, but that's kind of part of why Alex is invited there, because publicly both the royal family and POTUS want there to be friendly international relations. So he goes there and things kind of get worse with a little incident, this little accident that happens, but with that they kind of have to force the friendship even harder, and through that they are forced to get to know each other a lot more and on a deeper level, and through that they indeed fall in love. So the premise is cute, and you know what, maybe it is my fault for expecting this to be anything other than cute and sweet and fluffy, but because it was based in the political world, I kind of was hoping for something not as unbelievable as what I ended up reading. None of this makes any sense. Just politically speaking, none of this would ever happen. I just generally found the writing to be a little bit forced. I think it took kind of two stereotypical generalizations of groups of people and passed it off as just fact. Like every older person here had to be a bigot, had to be backwards. All of the Democrats were fantastic people with no flaws, and everybody else was just like a raging lunatic, which, politics is not that simple. Unfortunately, it's not just one party of crazies and everybody else is perfect and never does anything wrong. That's just not how the real world is. And I was expecting the book to be a little bit more realistic when it comes to that, and more realistic when it comes to campaigning. But again, maybe I just should have read something else. Maybe this was never going to be that book. Also, sometimes I found that the writer, although bravo to her for writing such diverse characters, like it was very obvious that she was not the identity of like any of her characters. It really seemed forced. Like people were randomly talking about cornettos and Jaffa cakes, just very British things to kind of, it's like, oh, these people are British. They would mention like croquettes out of nowhere. Not really. I feel like they're a little bit more three-dimensional than that. Same with Alex. Like, I get that he's half Mexican, but him bringing up, crema and elotes, out of nowhere it was just a little much. But nothing in it, I will say, was like offensive. It was just, not totally necessary, but nothing about this book I found offensive. So I just want to put that out there. It's not, because I know there's, white authors write about non-white characters, and people get angry because, you know, you shouldn't be writing about non-white characters, but it seems like Casey did do some research, and she did try to incorporate other cultures, but you know, the authenticity wasn't totally there, but at least she tried. It wasn't offensive, so I will just say that. Also, things just got resolved very quickly and swiftly and easily, which again is not how real politics works or how real life works. The way that the election happened at the end also would never happen. So yeah, I wish I could have had more fun with it, but I wanted to give a romance genre book a chance. You know, I don't want to judge an entire genre or write it off. It turns out that this one book was not for me. Does that mean I'm never going to read another romance book? No, but I'll be a little bit more careful and realistic in choosing one next time. And now to compare it to the film, I think it was actually pretty good as a film adaptation. Not one that I enjoyed because it was pretty true to the book and I didn't really like the book. Then I ended up not totally loving the movie. I will say though, there are a lot of positives. So the casting is phenomenal. I think Taylor as Alex is naturally charming, adorable. He has a very deep voice, but didn't really match what I imagined the character to sound like, because the deep voice kind of makes him seem much older than he's supposed to be. But regardless, I think he did a fantastic job as Alex, and true to the character's identity. Everybody chosen was basically true to their character's identity. Great that they got Clifton Collins as Oscar, Alex's dad. Great throwback. He's a phenomenal actor, so great to see him. Uma Thurman as the president was maybe the one that didn't make total sense, but like, I love Uma Thurman, so not a big problem there. The accent was a little off, but hey, whatever, she didn't have too many lines. I liked the random real-life cameos that they had, like Rachel Maddow was on there. Lots of MSNBC anchors made a little feature in there. I have to say, the way that the movie visualized texting was really unique, and actually it worked. Often you'll just see screen text with the little, you know, sound of the typing, but here it kind of morphed into having the character that one of the characters was talking to via text come into the scene. So they were like having the conversation to each other, whereas, you know, we know it's actually happening via text. I thought that was very clever. You don't normally see that in films. Henry in general though is adorable. He's so earnest and innocent and emotional. I like the little visual shout outs to literature. I saw some Penguin cloth bound hardcovers. That was a nice little addition. The English Penguin English library, like the color spines. I'll insert a picture of like an example, but nice touches. Still, some of the dialogue here was kind of stilted. Like, you would have characters to prove a point or like to gesture to a greater political issue would say things like, I was born as a working class kid, and it's like, I don't know if people just randomly say that in an argument, you know, it just feels a little bit forced. Or like, I would be a writer and I would live in Paris. It's like, you have no other original goals. I don't think modern writers all just want to go to Paris. Like, come on. Nora is fabulous. She's the one character who is better in the movie than in the book. I loved that actress. I loved what they did with her character. She's phenomenal. But yeah, generally, this felt very like Disney Channel movie, kind of Lifetime movie, genuine to the book. So I'm pretty sure if you love the book, you will love the film. But, you know, again, it just didn't work for me. I'm so sorry to say, but I just want to be honest, and yeah, I gave it a chance. I made the decision to read this book and then see the movie months in advance, so had I not done that, I wouldn't have, you know, put out such a, I guess, negative review. But hey, if you for some reason find the things I didn't like are actually things you do like, go and watch the movie and read the book. I want people to like the books and films that I review. But yeah, that is it for this review. Hopefully next month it'll be more positive, but I guess we'll just have to see. So until then, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye.